Well, here a while back I was contacted by, the email came from a company called FlexiBoom. This is FlexiBoom here. What this is, they sent me this to do a video on it for YouTube. I don't normally do these deals, I get offers occasionally. But I decided this was something that was kind of cool. But what this is a completely wireless camera. It has an internal battery. They sent a solar charger panel, a solar panel that will keep it charged. You can actually move the camera up and down and all the way around in a circle with your phone app or your computer if you set it up on a computer. But I kind of wanted to go over how it sets up. There is an on-off switch. Probably should turn it off. On-off switch there. And I've had this out using it, but I just kind of wanted to go over the setup on it. There is a small, they call this a micro SIM card. Okay, so this is how I get it out of there. This is the micro, this is called a micro SD card. So anyway, they sent this with it. Actually, they sent this out first. Once I got it, they sent the camera. But you can punch out a different size, like for different size cameras, they have different, there's even a large one there, that you can punch out whichever size you need. So basically, your SD card goes in like that with the metal surface up. Like I say, these are kind of hard to get in, but, and then this one goes in with the metal side down, I believe. And just use the card till it clicks. Once you get that in there, and I charged this up overnight before I started it the first time. You turn on the camera. There's a light on the front. It'll blink a little bit and then it should turn blue. But one of the reasons I thought this was a neat camera is this camera could be set up at a remote job site. With the blue flash. And it should connect up. I should have put the antenna on it. It needs an antenna for service. That didn't go. We'll try that again. I'll turn it off. It should tell me that it connects to, it should tell you when it connects. We'll try it again here with the antenna on it. Anyway, this camera would be good for job sites, like remote job sites or somewhere you want to keep an eye on stuff. It'd work for deer, I guess. It does some pretty cool stuff. It'll do time-lapse videos. Although when you're doing that, you're using data if you download it to your phone. And one thing I've noticed with this camera is the instructions say that's how you should turn it on and set it up. I've never had any luck with it coming online without hitting the reset button. I'm not sure why. The way I was able to get it to go, it took a minute, is there's a reset button. You use a paper clip, a small button. You hear it click. There it goes. Now, usually when I do that, it will go ahead and start up. The instructions say you don't have to use the reset button, but I've had to use the reset button.
Network connection succeeded.
And when it says that, now you're ready to go forward with your app. Download the app on your phone. And the app is called Reolink, Reolink. And I'll go ahead and just delete this camera, and then I'll, let's see if we can just start it over. I'm going to delete this camera. So what it'll look like is this. It'll say, push the plus sign. Now the QR code, I thought it was this barcode. It's not. It's actually on the bottom of the camera. Once that goes into your phone, into the app, you have to let it have access to your pictures, which you could turn that off after you set this up. I'd recommend it. Failed to obtain configuration. Okay, now it's going to tell me to enter in a password and confirm password. And then we can actually name the camera. It says I have a medium. We're going to name the camera. I think we're going to name the camera Jeff. And you can select indoor, outdoor. This is an outdoor camera. It's got some stuff on here. Don't point it at heat sources. Don't point it to sunlight. This is a code that you can actually share with somebody else if you want them to see what's on your camera. So we'll finish that up. Now we got a view of the camera on here. We can start the live stream, and you'll actually see yourself, or me upside down. Anyway, that is how you set up the app and the camera. Like I said, I had a little bit of trouble with it. I had to use the reset button. They say it's actually should be plug and play. Probably usually is. There's a charging port here. It's a, I can't remember what they call it, but with they sent this charger, solar charger, so it plugs in. It's got a little rubber grommet for keeping water out of the, this is a weatherproof camera, but I'm sure you kind of got to use some precautions. But whenever the green light's on, that means it's fully charged, which I just pulled this one off the pole. I had it out here on my electric pole. And the solar panel has been keeping it fully charged. I haven't been using it as far as moving the camera a lot, but I will show you. We can actually, on the app itself, you've got a little rotating, and I think you can see, we can actually rotate the camera. It's got a little delay because it's over cellular, but it's actually pretty neat. And you can flip the view on the camera. You can do a lot, there's a lot of settings. You can turn on or off the motion sensor. You can set the display. Let's see, this one doesn't have, you can actually flip it. It's got lots of settings on it. You can turn the watermark on or off. It says Reolink up here. Camera's name will be down here. You can put on push notifications. This will allow you to, if you've got the motion sensor on, it will send you an alert that will tell you, and we'll go ahead and turn it on here. It'll tell you that it sees motion at this camera. So there's lots of options on here. I'm not going to go through all of them, but overall, I think this is a pretty neat camera. I think it, you know, for the price they're asking for this camera, it's actually probably pretty good. I've looked at them before. They were way expensive. But we got, let's see if we get a motion alert here. It should give us a motion alert, maybe, I don't know. It's indoors, maybe it's not going to do that. Anyway, when I had it set up on my driveway, it would tell you if it saw a person or a vehicle, which is kind of cool. It can, now, I'm not sure about dogs or cats or anything like that. You can set the sensitivity of the app, or the, not the app, on the app. You can use the app to set the sensitivity of the motion sensing, and it does have infrared, so it does do some night vision. I would say night vision is pretty limited, but it does work. I mean, it does have a pretty clear picture for dark. Now, it's not color at night, it's black and white. But motion sensor, you can set sensitivity from 0 to 100. It's got settings for false alarms. One thing I like about it is it's pretty easy to go into your phone. You don't have to go to the camera. You can go to the phone and you can actually turn on or off the motion sensor. It's as simple as just clicking on this right here. So pretty straightforward. Even a guy like me can understand most of it. But this is actually the mounting bracket. This is pretty sturdy, but you can mount this to an electric pole. You can see I've got it dirty. I've been using it with dirty hands apparently. I think they do maybe make these in a different color, but white I think is okay. But you can unlock the camera off the base, so you can mount the base on whatever you're mounting it to. Very easily pull the camera up. I mean, if you wanted to leave the base on the pole and pull the camera down, pretty easy to do. Yeah, we just got a Reolink notification, detected from Jeff. That's the name of my camera. So solar panel, it's got a mounting base. It's pretty neat. This can be adjusted after you mount it. It's got about a 10-foot, I didn't measure it, 10 or I don't know, it's a pretty long cord, so you don't have to have the solar panel right next to the camera. That's kind of nice, because some places you might want to mount the camera, you don't have sunlight, so you could actually put your motion sensor in a different place. But anyway, everything about it I think is pretty neat. I think it's a good, so far it's worked well. They do recommend you go ahead and get the 1-year plan on your card. I think the 1-year plan is 24 gigs of data, and the data is, this SIM card can't be used in a phone. This is only for cameras and that kind of, you could use it in a deer camera, I'm sure, but you don't want to. This card comes with 300 MBs, which is a little bit of information or data. It's a little bit of data so that you can actually get started with it and play with it. But they recommend you go ahead and use a 1-year subscription. You can get a 1 month, 3 month, 6 month. So if you just wanted something for a short period of time, you can activate the card from your phone or your computer. If the card's in here, it will automatically reconnect to the network once it's activated. I think that's how that works. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I'm missing here, but this camera does download images to the SD card, and I'm not 100% sure how that works, but if you pull the SD card out and put it in your computer, it actually picks up just about everything the motion sensor picks up. So there'll be short videos of, even when I've got the motion sensor turned off and I'm not looking at it on my phone, if I want to turn off push notifications, this thing will still pick up motion and it won't follow it. You have to actually move the camera with your app or your computer. So, but what's nice about it is if you get it set up in a location and you don't really like it, you don't have to climb the ladder and change the position. Or if you want to, you know, just take a look around, if you've got it set up at a property. My thought on this is if I'm working out on a remote job and I want to leave my equipment out there, it would be pretty easy to take this out there, set it up on a electric pole or a tree or, you know, something. You could set it up, and now it could get stolen, but it's going to have alerts sent to your phone. It's going to pick up video of whoever's stealing it, and it's going to give that to you on your phone. So but my thought is, for remote places where you don't have internet, but you do have cell coverage, this would be pretty nice. I'm going to put a link to the Flexiboom. I believe it was through Amazon that this came. Anyway, it's actually a Reolink camera, and if you look up Reolink on Amazon, you'll find this camera. This is called a what is this called? It's a 4MP, but here it is. This is what it is. It's a Reolink G Pro, I can't talk. A Reolink Go PT Plus. That's this camera. Now they make several other cameras that work the same way. Flexiboom. This has pretty good directions on how you can open up your, you can actually scan your code, reload your card. You do need to keep this number on this card so that when you go to their website to reload, you have to have that number. You can scan the barcode, I believe. Anyway, that's how that works. It has to be loaded, plugged into the camera. After you get the camera to say it's connected to network, then you can connect your app. This doesn't go through Bluetooth. This doesn't go through Wi-Fi. This is all cellular. So data is, the data card has to be used. Without the data card, I don't think you'd have any usefulness of the camera, other than it would probably still record to the SD, I think. I'm not an expert on it, but I am looking forward to using it. Like I say, I think it's kind of a neat deal. Technology has gone a long ways, and I know some people use, I think these data cards for 1 year, you can get $100 for 1 year, and you get 24 gigs of data. The smaller plan, I think, is the cheapest plan I think they had was a 1 month, and I think that's a $10 plan. Which, if all you're doing with it is putting it out on job sites, you might not want a 1 year plan. You might just want to activate it for a month, set it up, and when it's done, it's done. You don't have to throw away the card. All you got to do is reload it. So that's pretty easy. Anyway, this is my first video on how to set up a Reolink camera. It's probably not the best video, but they asked me to do a video. They gave me a free camera in return. So, camera, high tech, pretty cool. Anyway, have fun with it.